Okay, so today with trade recap, I'm going to be going through this trade. Literally was the longest trade that I've ever had, and also the most craziest one, because you can see that the stop loss was very close to being hit right here. Let me do this right here. You can see the stop loss was so close to being hit on this trade. Not only that, it was a very long trade. My trades, average, I'd say minimum, like I've hit TP in like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Maybe not 1 minute, I think like 2 minutes or something like that. Max, it's gone on for like 1 hour, 21 minutes. I remember I recorded a video there. This one went on for 2 hours and 51 minutes. Very, very wild. And also, I was in loss practically the entire time. So let's go through, what I learned from this, etc. Coming into open right here. The thing is, we also have like delayed news, but kind of is at the same time because the government shut down. So news is a bit delayed, but I kind of do just take it at the same time. So from what Forex Factory says, so going in here, 1 hour, we can see 4 hour trend overall. Before this is of course New York. So before this, you can see we're just kind of going up and up. We have this 4 hour gap here, which is why I was actually looking for longs continuation models straight back towards all-time highs for this. That was me going into the day. Or into the trade. Market opened right here, 9, 10. Yeah, I scaled down. You can see that we had this gap over here. First gap created after this one was invalidated already, but first gap, and it actually went back up to this gap and held it. Right here. Yep. Was this? No, this is not an SMT. But this gap was there. Then we scale down here and you can see that there was a lot of gaps here. I was still looking for longs. And I believe longs were actually better on ES because we had some sort of SMT form. That was... Okay, next time I should probably like keep the SMTs. I kind of forgot about that. But we had some sort of SMTs on ES. I was bullish on ES and I was also bullish on NQ. Because there was just this gap here, this gap. There was heaps of 1 hour gaps. Just there, untapped, unfilled. We also had this 4 hour. So I wasn't going to short anything before practically this 4 hours cooked along with these 1 hours here. So then what happened is 11, boom. Right after market open, about 1 hour after market open, you can see that, significant levels of dump. We can go down to the 15-minute. Significant levels of dump right here is market open, kind of had a neutralish candle. We wicked all the way back into the 1 hour gap and then just displaced completely, invalidating this 1 hour. 12 a.m. close also invalidated these 4 hours. And if you check here on ES, what was happening on ES? Yep, ES was also dumping. ES was much more, from what I remember, it was not the leading pair at all. The leading pair, we had an SMT somewhere here leading on NQ. And so that's why I saw what I saw. And I took what I took. It was honestly a textbook trade for me. But yeah, definitely did not operate like a textbook to say the least. But yeah, then we had this. And right here at 11:55, created this 5-minute gap. Also created this 5-minute gap. And so boom, 12 a.m. we displaced to that 1 hour. And we invalidated that 1 hour. Go down. Where is my target? My target is right here. Also right here, this is London, this is New York lows. We can go check on here. Wait, was that not London? Right here, 25,033.75. Like 033. Okay, hold on. Maybe I need to do that. That definitely was something. Oh, okay, never mind. That wasn't a actual session liquidity. It was just a 1 hour gap. Still valid point. And that was where my break-in was. But yeah, my target itself was New York close. A+ drawing liquidity, in my opinion. We displaced very strong during market open, invalidated all these gaps, and we would just continue to go lower and lower. And so I went down in the 5-minute. We had created this 5-minute right here. Right there, we had created that 5-minute. Let me make this bigger. Created this 5-minute here, tapped straight back into the 5-minute as well as 15-minute fractability, boom. 1 minute. I'm just going down these time frames and I just saw textbook 5-minute tap, 1-minute flip, continuation model straight towards New York lows. 5-minute tap, and then 1-minute flip, strong, nice, and then I entered right on that flip. And as soon as I entered, the entire time was just in stop loss. And see, this is the good thing of the 1RR system, especially if it's like, strong win rate, 60% minimum, but my one has like 70 to 75% win rate, is that I had my stop loss 1RR, and so I had my stop loss protected with this gap right here. And so what that did, we rebalanced all the way back up after a long time. It's like, the thing with trading is like, I could have easily just cut my losses here. I could have cut my losses here. I could have cut my losses here, by the way. This is a $1,000 trade. So if it hit stop loss, it would have been 1,000. If it hit TP, it would have been 1,000. So I could have cut my losses at 500, but I didn't do that. I stuck to what I know I'm supposed to do. And so we went all the way here, so close to the tick to get out. Like maybe that's probably like 3 ticks or 4 ticks, 1 point maybe. Actually, we can actually check. Boom. Yeah, 1.75 points. Very, very close to getting stopped out, but we had that fill and then nice clean dump very soon later. Honestly, at that point, I just wanted to get off because it was way too late for me. Like, I've never had a trade this late ever. I'm not even, like, never. And finally, when we went here, I went break even, clean break even point. And yeah, we filled in the 5-minute and then dumped to this A+ drawing liquidity. That's the thing. Your drawing liquidity has to be A+. And eventually, 9 times out of 10, it will get hit. 9 times out of 10, even if your model is a 7% win rate, 9 times out of 10, because yeah, it could stop you out. Like potentially this easily could have stopped me out, but it would still hit the draw because the draw was A+. And so if the draw is an A+, you really shouldn't be entering the model. I probably am going to make a video on that, but that's helped me quite a lot, having an A+ drawing liquidity, multi-time frame alignment, and then displacement. That's literally my model. So yeah, but anyways, we got hit out here. And another thing is, over here, I was like probably $600, 600 maybe. Wait, what was this? Hold on. We can actually see this. Okay, it was lower than, let me check. Okay. Yeah, so I was basically like $600 in profit there. And I didn't close because that's not like at that point over time, if I just close because I'm halfway to profit, even if it's 600, the value doesn't matter. If I just close like that, then eventually the profitability of the system is going to be cooked because I'm no longer operating 1RR with a strong win rate. I'm operating like 0.5 RR. What's the point of trading? And so yeah, I was very grateful that I got break even because like you can imagine we can change this to NYC. Boom. You can see I entered 10:20 a.m., nearly out in 12:05 p.m., and finally got out at 1:10. 2 hours and like 51 minutes or something like that. Literally, absolutely crazy. Let me change this back now. But yeah, besides that, we got that hit, boom, tap, fill, break even, got out and break even. Nice, simple. This is literally why 1RR is so cracked. A+ drawing liquidity is also very important. And in my opinion, what I learned from this trade was that, first of all, there was a lot of instances of choppy PA. I didn't enter that. Chasing PA as well. I could have gotten stopped out by chasing PA. But what I really learned is how important a 1RR system, 1RR really is. Always you want a 1RR. At least for me, I like 1RR because my win rate is high. And so that's very important. A+ drawing liquidity. And yeah.